One shot, let's begin. And again, no Cyclops. The Flame-Eyed Cyclops by Ishikawa Osamu Usasaki Shiro. Uh, Translate uploaded by multiple groups. Cyan Steam, CLF, Boss Silver Scans, and Vital22. This one has more comments, so I'm going for that one. A guy with supernatural power helps a girl. And fun little fact. I like Cyclops from the X-Men, so I'm just gonna assume that this is Cyclops from the X-Men. He's gonna go pew pew talk about mutants. So let's see if I'm right here. Cool. Oh, I hate folding chairs. My butt is cold. Cold room, dark lighting, and an annoying detective. This is the worst. We know you did it, Annotate. Where do you have proof to? I don't know. I wouldn't do something like that. That day wasn't just like any other day. The Council for Japanese Art had just determined a winner. It was the grand prizes celebration. It seemed like everything was shining. On that day, my hard work in town was finally acknowledged. Manager, do you know who that person might be? Oh, ooh. I don't know. Maybe he's a guest. His hair color's strange. I don't think he's from the press. It's a bit creepy. Take care of him. But... I'm getting a call from grandmother. Sorry. Family first. I'm expecting you to take care of it. Hello? Grandma? But it's already. Who was going to present your work in your absence? Let's see. Well then, it is my honor to present Miss Annotate's contest-winning work, Anna. Whoa! Rawr! Suddenly, my work burst into flames. Let's see. The director suffered serious burns. 18 other people were injured, and it's all because of that stunt you pulled. I didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. You specifically told people not to touch your brand new work. Who else but you could have possibly put an explosive in it? The evidence points to only you. Or you're trying to say that someone set it on fire without touching it. Door slam. Huh? Who the? I'm in the middle of an interrogation here. 20 million yen. I would defend you for 20 million yen. Huh? What are you? I have never lost in court before. You are innocent, aren't you? Your life's potential. I can get it back for you. Sir, why are you letting that man go? He walked into the interrogation room without permission. There's even a possibility of him being involved in the case. That man, do not get involved with him. Oh. Hey, that man, do not get involved with him. He's a Cyclops, Cyclops, a one-eyed monster who suddenly appeared in the legal world. The case is gonna be rough. 20 million yen is asking too much. Isn't a normal lawyer fee usually 2 million yen? I could only count on you. Every other attorney has turned me down. But I'm not a normal lawyer. I am simply a defense attorney. Oh, so the rumors were true. I did some research on you. 3 years ago, an attorney suddenly appeared on the court scene. No one knows his identity or name. They just called him the Flame-Eyed Cyclops, and he promises to win any case he takes. You don't even have an attorney's badge. A self-proclaimed defense attorney who isn't even licensed. I don't need to have a license to defend you, though there are a few restrictions. Restrictions? Why not just get a license in the first place? You don't need to worry about that. All you need to know is that I can win this case for you. You just have to come up with 20 million yen. I already told you that's too expensive. Why do you need 20 million yen anyway? Don't get me wrong. It's not that I can't come up with it, but it's mine. I earned it with my hard work and talent. I can't just hand over to some shady guy who doesn't even have a license, nor will he tell me his name. I'm the only one who could get you an acquittal, aren't I? Are you trying to blackmail me? Listen, the most important thing of yours is your potential. The money you cherish has no value by itself, Anna. It only gains that value when it's mediated by your potential. If you are convicted, your career will be damaged and you will lose a lot of potential. This potential of yours, isn't 20 million yen a small price to pay for it? Hey, Cyclops, why are you offering to defend me? Every other attorney turned me down. I saw it. I saw the real culprit. Let's see. Let's see. What is all this fuss about? It's nothing. This guy just walked into the interrogation room without permission. Let's see, when can we go home? We've already cooperated with the investigation. We witnessed it ourselves. I didn't think Miss Anna could. She was strong and selfish, but I didn't think she could hurt anybody. It was you, wasn't it? What are you? Oi, you, do you know anything about this case? I don't know anything, but my eye, on the other hand... Your eye? This guy's left eye? Is it prosthetic? This eye of mine tells me everything. It shows me when people lie. It shows you lies? One of his eyes is a prosthetic, so that's why he's called Cyclops. This is the eye of Shamash, the eye that sees through and judges lies. I will find out what he's lying about. Everyone talks about me being the undefeated attorney, but it's only because I never defend someone who's lying. That is my secret to winning. Order. Witness cross-examination. Miss Anna is very careful with her work and never lets anyone touch it. That day, too, she insists on setting it up by herself. I myself only saw your work for the first time in that day. Yes, I'm sure that no one touched it but me. Cyclops, can you really prove my innocence under these circumstances? A huge fire broke out at the scene. The fire was so intense that it melted through the aluminum work. The use of explosives is a serious offense, and the defendant is the only person who could have set them up. Objection! Defense. What do you object to? The defendant's work had no explosives in it. What are you implying? Are you completely denying the incident? Security camera footage, quick. The footage is from the moment of the explosion. If this were caused by gunpowder, as the prosecution claims, then it would have been far too early to melt aluminum. Aluminum has the ability to dissipate heat. This is why the bottom of an aluminum pan doesn't even melt if the flame below is extremely hot. But as you could see in the footage, a column fire burst out of the art piece. The work melted down in no time. These are the signs of a thermite reaction. Thermite reaction? What? It is a reaction in which aluminum becomes aluminum oxide. The reaction is exothermic, so it can melt easily through aluminum. There is also no gunpowder found at the scene. This is because the work itself flared up. Well, wait a minute, Cyclops. Sure, it was made of aluminum, but there's no iron oxide powder in the piece. What could have possibly started the reaction? There is nothing dangerous in the work itself. What are you talking about? It flared up and had nothing dangerous in it? It wasn't just the piece that caught fire, a blind spot, but something people wouldn't notice in the ruckus. Impossible! The display stand. The culprit tampered with the display stand. That's what started the reaction. The display stand? But the person who designed and set it up was the manager. Cyclops, that's enough of the detective act. Sure, I'm in charge of the stand, but how could I set up the reaction when I never went near the art piece? No one reported seeing me near the fire. Cyclops is cornering the manager. Another blind spot. The ignition source itself had a big blind spot. Miss Anna, what exactly happened right before the ignition? Well, for the reveal, the lights were turned off and then... That's right! The spotlights! They were the other blind spots. If the spotlight itself had been tampered with to focus heat at the stand, no one could have noticed anything out of place. Something was off with the spotlights? Go check the scene right now. Please, question the people on site as well. The mist could be a very difficult... The mist can be a very difficult person. I would like to arrange the lighting for the reveal. I'm sure you didn't make any special requests like that, either. The Mish always gets mad at me for no reason. I just wanted to annoy her a little. It was supposed to be a small prank. I didn't think it would escalate this much. Oh? You still have the audacity to lie? You were trying to kill the defendant and make it look like an accident, weren't you? The defendant was supposed to reveal the piece, but she got a call, so the director did it in her stead. This was an attempted murder, a planned crime of malice. He's finally snapped. Get back! Huh? He's trying to pull something. Every day, I had to babysit this little girl. But it was my job, so I never complained. But then, she won an award. That rotten brat won an award? Her work and her future get acknowledged? But what about me? I should have been in your place. So, you admit that you were lying. This country's justice system will try you for murder, but not for lying. For that, we have my eye. Let's see. Tylonius. What the? I'm burning. An eye for an eye. The ancient code of King Hammurabi is one of the oldest codes in the world. King Hammurabi was given two symbols. One was the staff of righteousness, and the other was the ring of judgment. A ring that sees through the lies and brings justice to them. My parents were quite insane. I heard they were antique dealers, but putting a random prosthetic from the ancient times into your kid's eyes, I've seen it happen time and time again. Lies destroy the potential of the most talented and hardworking people. I am here to protect their potential. You can't hear me anymore, can you? Get him! Help! Huh? That man! An eye for an eye. In your delirium, taste the pain of hellfire. What is the meaning of this, Cyclops? I received a card for your remittance. Address, but this is addressed to an orphan... Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was doing the other guy's voice. I received a call for a remittance address, but this is addressed to an orphanage? I apologize if I startled you. I'm afraid I cannot accept any payment. Huh? Under Article 72 of the Attorneys Act, an unqualified lawyer may act as a defendant attorney under the condition that they receive no payment. I don't want to be indebted to you. I have a sense of pride, you know. Then you may donate any amount you deem suitable to the orphanage. I don't get it. After all that talk about money? That 20 million yen wasn't my price. It was the price of your potential. Yippee, sir!
Is it really okay for me to study abroad? I'm just one of the orphans here, and yet.
Of course it is, child. Study hard and expand your horizons. Spending money to open up children's horizons. I never would have thought of using my money for something like this. Learn, children, for knowledge is the sword to wield in the battle called society, and money is armor that protects you from the unreasonable, judging lies and openings of the future with his crimson eye. Shamash was the son of sin. Shamash is the solar deity, exercised the power of light over darkness and evil. In this capacity, he became known as the god of justice and equity, and was the judge of both gods and men.
Playing from Pixel 9.
Oh no, that's my pixel because I was just checking to see if I got a message here. Wow. Okay, let me check the one with less. Does anything change too much? I'm gonna see if the translations are anything different before I severely hurt, number total injured. I'm curious about. We'll go with the law with what do we call it? The lore here. 20. Is that even a reasonable number here? So who else are beside you take advantage? It's potential. Okay, the potential is a thing here. Pretty cheap. Cyclops. This is the real culprit here. Someone in front of me is lying here. The Eye of Shamash. Okay, so like I'm gonna just assume that that it's about right, right? Like it seems like the translation was pretty similar, and I'm pretty sure this was a different one, right? It just shouldn't have the. Whatever. Let me make sure the art. This address is a foster room. Sorry for surprising you. Cash address on it. Okay. Yeah, this is a different one. And then I received a card for your remittance. Yeah, that's the only difference. They just use an easier roll, which honestly I'm not afraid of because I'm like, oh, remittance. I'm gonna have to Google that, but they made it clear in the story that it was just who the money was gonna get to. I really like this case, so I'm a fan of the Phoenix Wright series. I'm not a hardcore fan by any means. I do like it though. It's fun, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not accurate to the Japanese legal system at all, but I like this concept a lot here. Now, of course, the big thing is that whenever you make a one shot like this, it's really cool and amazing to have this like lawyer who's all knowing, all see. Well, not all knowing, but he's like amazing at his job. He could detect people who lie. He has an unfair superpower essentially, and through that, chapter one is cool. We've established his character. He's cool. His eye has superpowers here, and then it's like he goes and he helps orphanages, right? And I do like that he's kind of reforming her to an extent because she's like a selfish, bratty person. But then it goes to an orphanage, right? And then she goes and she does better for herself, and I really, really like that. Um, and this is true for knowledge is a sword to yield in the battle called society, and money is armor that protects you from the unreasonable. I'm gonna see that because I think that's one of the most important parts about being educated as a human being, is that it does protect you. Intellect is a sword used to fight against society, and money is the armor used to protect yourself from insanity. What? And money? Let me just check that. Yeah. Okay. I like the word knowledge a little bit more, but intelligence also probably works a little bit better. I think intelligence could be defined many different ways, right? You could be like, I'm not the most intelligent in several things. I'm very good at like getting tasks done or getting them completed, at least certain tasks, at least more academic tasks. But I don't know if I would categorize myself as intelligent, right? Because like, can I fix a car? Probably not. I might like let too many things slip by my mind. But knowledge is also like, I think, okay, as long as you know how society works, know the loopholes, know this, that, or the other, you could protect yourself, right? And the unreasonable insanity, I think both work to an extent here. But I like the fact that he's going to donate to the orphanage. It adds a nice wrinkle to his character because it's like, oh, did he come from an orphanage here? Even though he mentioned he did have a mom and dad. Maybe he lost that mom and dad a little bit later, right? Or maybe he just wants to make society a better place overall because he sees how many people's lie. And I was questioning too that like how is he burning in front of him committing murder? But no, he wasn't. Um, and I'm guessing these are just how these court shows work here in Japan, or not here in Japan, how they work in Japan is that like, hey, they figure out who the real killer is through the court trial, right? And I don't think that. I think that's fun. I think that's cool. Um,
they did kind of telegraph who it was. I don't think that you really had another suspect in this case here, but the manager, right? And it's it's not necessarily the most clever case, but I don't mind that actually. Um, I think that it doesn't need to be. The point isn't the person, right? It's like the tutorial in a Phoenix Wright game. You know who's done it, pretty much. But now it's just we get introduced all these characters here. We get introduced to the main lawyer. The Cyclops, I think is a cool name too for like that, like with the one eye. He's cool. He's suave. He stands up for the injustice here. He's also just like that's this strong sense of justice. I really really like it. He goes and he keeps pushing forward and forward and forward and forward, and he's trying to pull something, right? So, yeah, I think that's the main thing. For that reason, we have an eye. It's like I'm burning here. And I like this. It's fun. This is a cool suave lawyer. I would even love to like cosplay him too, just because like if you got bigger, but I could do it for my own fun time. Because he's just so smooth here, and they just make it's well he's a character that maybe I just have a thing for characters smooth talking, but I like how smooth talking he is, and like just how he manages to defend her, get the potential stuff here, and like it's just wonderful here. Right, this is probably the only thing I'd question like for the art just a little bit, but everything else is wonderfully drawn. The facial expressions are really good here. It's very nicely detailed, and I wouldn't be surprised if these people wrote for the Phoenix Wright series or, were influenced by them. I'm gonna click on this just a second here to see. Kimmy, yeah, I guess we'll come back to them. Lots of one shots here, and then nothing that even hints at the Phoenix Wright. But it looks like we might have another artist here potentially. I don't know what else to say. This is a cool series. I think this is a cool protagonist here. And like I think it's cool because it's in a different realm because a lot of the time we read shonen or like romance. And I like the fact that we got this courtroom drama here. It's something different, and I need to add more variety to my plate every now and then. And he's just solving crimes, helping people realize their potential. And you might think he's a little scummy at first, but it turned out he's not. Plus, this is just a smooth outfit there. And I also had fun voice acting him too. I will say that. And I guess that's everything, everybody. So with and also punishing liars. I think it's fun. Now, wait, before I go, I think for this series for a future direction, like I think that it would be kind of hard to write for because you kind of always know who's lying. But I feel like you could kind of go in different directions. Like maybe there's 5, 10 people lying in a case, or maybe they're all trying to work together to cover it up, or maybe you have the judge lying in some cases, or somebody is lying, but he doesn't know if it's the full truth or if they're the killer, right? I think those are really interesting things you could do with this thing. Cool. The instant lie detector mechanic isn't always a thing, or he could detect someone as lying and fail, right? That's always a possibility. So I think this has a lot of interesting avenues for a series. I don't know what the overall narrative would quite be. Maybe it is something with this orphanage. Maybe something with him making the world a better place. Maybe finds a rival with somebody else who has like a superpower, right? I'm not sure, but I think it has a lot of potential and interesting avenues, and also the fact he doesn't accept payment. It's kind of fun. I think that's interesting. That says, hey, he can go and be under the fence as long as he receives no payment. That's fair enough. I don't know if that's law here in America, but if it's law in Japan, sure, why not? Um, yeah, I think this is really, really neat of a series. And of course, he could always be under trial as well. And then we could find out more about his lore if we really want to. And then we find out he has a ton of car accidents because he doesn't have depth perception. But I guess that's it, everybody. So with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.